Hey everybody, this is Brad Alexander with the Alexander Home Team, and got it, folks. It is tax season. My phone's been blown off the hook. As y'all well know, over the last few years, we have tried to help as many people as we can understand property taxes, understand how to fight them, and understand, what the true value of their house is. So it's property tax season. Y'all know I like property tax season just because I like to educate. All right. I was a high school teacher for 15 years. And so whenever I get to educate people, whenever people are on social media, and I really see a lot of people just not understanding property taxes, we're going to give you a great example at the end of this video to try to tell you a little bit about how people don't understand property taxes. So, did you know that it's property tax season? Well, of course you did. How did you know? Because you got a letter in the mail from the county and they told you that your house is worth X amount of dollars. Folks, that's a whole nother argument on a whole nother day on what they think your house is worth. But let's get to the rate part of it. You see, on your tax bill that you just got this month, there's not a rate on there. All right. There's a valuation of what your house is worth. But let's talk a little bit about rate. See, the rate is going to come in August, September-ish timeframe. You see, there's multiple different entities, and they are going to decide what their rate is going to be. Meaning, the city, if you live in a city, the city is going to meet in August, September, and they're going to come up with their rate that they are going to tax people. The school district, they're going to come up with their rate at what they're going to tax people. The county's emergency services, they're going to come up with their rate. So there's multiple different, and depending on where you live, it's not exact. All right. But for those of y'all in the Hayes CISD area, did you know that your rate, maybe not your taxes, but your rate has gone down the past 2 years? Yes, folks, I'm not lying to you. Go back, take a look at it. Your actually rate has gone down the last 2 years. Well, you may say, but Brad, if my rate has gone down, why have my taxes gone up? That's pure simple, folks. Your house value has gone through the roof. All right. So your house value, your residence value has gone up. But if you want to talk about rate and you want to talk about things like school district bond elections, all right, then let's make sure that make sure that we're talking apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Here's a popular question. With today being the last day to early vote, let me ask, will the bond election in our area, and I'm speaking more for the Hayes CISD area, but it's pretty common all around Central Texas with all the growth that we have around the Austin area. Is the bond going to raise your taxes? The answer is simply no, it's not. People will argue with me on this all day long. And hey, I'll buy you the cup of coffee if you can convince me to change my mind. And I'll come on Facebook Live and I will even say that you got me to change my mind. But it's impossible, folks. You see, we know if you drive around town, you see a bunch of subdivisions going up. You see a bunch of slabs going up. All right. If you, right by Plum Creek, if you drive back into that brand new subdivision, they've got 30 houses that they haven't even advertised yet. So those new homeowners are going to pay for the increase in spending. Their taxes are. Are their taxes going? I was on the phone the other day and said, oh, wow, so we're going to raise the taxes of new people moving into the area? No, we're not raising the taxes of the new people moving into the area. We're taxing the people that are moving into the area. We're not giving them a free ride. So if you voted yes for the bond, all right, you can rest assured that the bond is not going to cause your taxes. Now, foolish spending, if we do have foolish spending, that's a whole nother story. All right. But this bond is being covered by the people moving into the area. But this wasn't a bond video. This is about property taxes, just trying to get y'all to understand property taxes. So you've got property taxes and you've got property rate. The rate is going to be determined in September area, all right? And that's by each entity. You got the city, the county, the school district. And for the past 2 years, your rate has gone down. Now let's get to value, folks. Why has the rate gone down and your taxes gone up? That's because our property values have gone, in this year, folks, it's a whole nother story. So this year, your property values have gone, I mean, we're going up almost 10% every month, folks. So you're going to see a property tax increase, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, folks, you're going to see 10% for the near future. So might as well just budget your property taxes going up 10% because your valuation of your property is going to go up 10%. So how does the county determine your property valuation? Well, they're not supposed to use MLS data, and the Alexander Home Team does not release our sold data, but they do. They'll tell you that they don't, but they do. And so the county finds ways to find out what your neighbor sold their house for, and then they basically tax you for that. Folks, make sure you understand. People call me up all the time and say, well, Zillow says that my house is worth this. Guys, Zillow has zero credibility, all right? Zero credibility. And that's about how the county is evaluating your house. Later on in this week, we're going to go over on valuing your house. You know, what ways to fight your taxes, how the county evaluates it, and how to read your tax bill. But let me give you a little short story about how people don't understand their taxes. See, this is a true story. Somebody I was talking to about 18 months ago, two years ago, I was talking to someone and they were like, Brad, our taxes are going, we sold our house and we're buying our new house and our taxes are going to be half of what they were. And so me being a realtor and knowing these people, I knew that they were selling their house and what they were selling their house for. So all I had to do was ask them, well, how much, if you don't mind me asking, how much is the house that you're buying? Folks, the value of the house that they were buying was half of the price of the house that they were selling. It's a simple math, folks. If you go buy a cheaper house, you're going to be taxed a certain percentage on the value of your house. That percentage is usually, most cases, going to be between 2.3 and 3.1. All right, depending on where you live. If you're in really good places, it's 1.8, but those are hard to come by. All right, so let's just say your tax is going to be between 2% and 3%. 2% and these people actually, their rate where they were living originally on the expensive house was it was like 2.1. They were living in one of the best tax rates areas ever, but it's a very expensive house. They downsized. So when they downsized, their taxes went down. But if you move somewhere and your taxes are 2.5% and you live in a $500,000 house and you sell that house and you move into a $250,000 house and the new tax rate is 2.5%, folks, your taxes are, you bought a half value of the house. I don't know of any other way of wording this to make it clear. Your taxes are going to be half as much. All right. But also remember, if you move outside of a city, like for an example, Stephanie and I, we don't live in the city. So therefore we don't pay city taxes. So therefore my property tax is a little bit cheaper than just across the street where the city is. So my property tax is like 2.3 and everybody across the street is at 2.68. All right. And so we'll do a little bit of math and explain a little bit of that in the next show. But today I wanted to go over rate versus value. The rate is determined by the entities that are taxing you, the school, county, city, emergency services, all those types of people. That's going to be decided in September. The value of your house is determined by the appraisal district for the county. All right. And to be quite honest with you, I have very little respect for their evaluation and what they do and how they value houses. And so tomorrow we will get into a video on a little bit more in depth on, reading your tax bill, fighting your tax bill, and all that kind of good stuff. So there you go, folks. Taxes, property taxes. If you ever have any questions and want to dig deeper into it, give me a phone call, 512-361-1568. We are your local real estate team, here to make your dreams a reality.